Hello, my name is Monica Ramirez, and for our project, my team and I will be discussing how Amazon uses UX design to promote sustainability on a website. Amanda Heiler, Evelyn Tolentino, and I worked together to analyze our site and their sustainable designs. We split our work into 3 sections, in which I focused on analyzing Amazon's sustainability claims and objectives, and how their UX designs support or contradict those claims. I started a brief initial evaluation, and Amanda focused on the critical evaluation. Amanda evaluated Amazon's transparency, how they handle information, and credibility, and if they mislead customers through greenwashing, and how their UX design utilizes user engagement and their sustainable practices. Lastly, Evelyn created design recommendations that align with sustainable design principles to improve Amazon's website. Along with creating 2 recommendations, she also created a summary of her findings and analysis. To start our evaluation, I reviewed Amazon's claims about their sustainability objectives and found most of their claims through their sustainability page that's located on the footer of their site. Their sustainability page expanded on how they aim to implement decarbonization strategies to reach net zero carbon emissions by 2040, reduce package weight, plastic usage, and waste while reinforcing recyclability, invest in climate funds and conservation initiatives to protect rainforests and restore biodiversity, and help customers find products with sustainability features and encourage them to make sustainable choices. Amazon provides an overview of each claim that briefly explains how they're taking action. Their external climate pledge site, which was co-founded by Amazon, states that in order to reach net zero carbon emissions, they plan to report regularly and implement strategies that focus on renewable energy and less material. They also want to improve sustainability by using packaging material that's more recyclable and convenient to recycle, or they'll just use original packaging. Moreover, they aim to minimize their packaging altogether when delivering their products. When it comes to their conservation initiatives, Amazon communicates about its restoration plans through other resources. They elaborate on the different nature-based projects and programs that they're involved in and share how much they're allocating. Each project serves a different purpose that reinforces sustainability and preservation, and they have a fund or a program that Amazon invests in, such as protecting the rainforests. Finally, to help customers use sustainable practices and support their objectives, they partnered with over 50 certifications to help them assess sustainable products from their sellers. Their goal is to share how their products qualify as sustainable and persuade their customers to contribute to their impact while they shop for products. Certifications are a part of the Climate Pledge Friendly program and have a page dedicated to each certification's criteria. So, I wanted to know how Amazon incorporated its sustainable practices into UX design. Amazon utilizes different features that customers have access to while they're searching for products. However, some of their designs contradict their claims. When it comes to UX evidence, they display a climate pledge friendly leaf icon in their product pages and search results for sustainable products. The icon indicates that the product meets sustainability criteria and certification standards. Certifications are involved in government agencies, nonprofits, and independent labs, and they review the product's credentials such as its environmental impact, raw material sources, chemicals, carbon emissions, resources, and manufacturing processes. They also include a climate pledge friendly filter that allows customers to find more sustainable products. However, it is located near the end of the filters as customers scroll down through the products. They also share minimal information regarding the product's sustainable attributes and certification on the product pages. So the product will mention that it's made with chemicals safer for human health and its environment and is certified by a certification standard 100. However, it does not elaborate on the chemical usage. Amazon also prompts customers to choose a delivery option that saves packaging and emissions during checkout. This option reduces packaging material and delivery trips by extending delivery time and ensuring that all the packages will be delivered at the same time. Amazon also provides articles and resources about their sustainable projects while using environmental visuals. In the page directory is located at the footer of Amazon's website, and they share brief information about their objectives and project participation. Amazon uses these UX features to highlight sustainability without full disclosure or evidence. These features also take up more space and time on their web pages, so the product pages become more cluttered with information, which contribute to CO2. The sustainable delivery options, along with the climate pledge friendly certifications and features, do not provide significant information about how the delivery methods and products are impacting the environment and economic system. Although sustainable delivery options are present, Amazon still mostly encourages customers to choose the faster option, and as a result, these options don't heavily impact their objective to lower carbon emissions or reduce packaging material. The sustainable filters are less prominent compared to other options, so a lot of UX features tend to be overlooked. And the UX designs are much less prominent than everything else on the website, including like information regarding the product, and ends up contradicting their claims about encouraging customers to find and choose sustainable options. And these other options tend to promote excess consumption and convenience.
Hi everyone, I'm Amanda, and my part focuses on the critical evaluation of Amazon's sustainability from a UX design perspective. Monica just explained how Amazon claims to be reducing packaging waste, investing in renewable energy, and aiming for net zero carbon emissions by 2040. But my job is to dig deeper to see whether Amazon's user experience actually reflects those sustainability promises or just gives the appearance of doing so. At first glance, Amazon looks sustainable. You see the green climate pledge friendly badge, a small leaf icon over a lot of their products listings and search results. The badge suggests that the product meets sustainability standards. However, when you look closer, it doesn't tell you why something qualifies. Is it ethically sourced? Does it use less packaging? Or did it just pass one certification out of 50 possible ones? This lack of context forces users to dig for meaning, which goes against the principles of clear and transparent UX. The design uses green visuals and eco-friendly cues that look good, but they don't functionally help users understand why it's sustainable. Even beyond the interface, Amazon's broader sustainability messaging has raised questions. Critics have pointed out that Amazon's so-called renewable energy leadership relies heavily on renewable energy certificates, or RECs, many of which are considered low-quality credits that don't necessarily represent real, direct, renewable energy use in their data centers. There have also been accusations that Amazon misused the Forest Stewardship Council logo on its branded products, suggesting possible sourcing even when some materials reportedly came from non-certified forests. The company often uses the term controlled wood, which sounds very environmentally responsible, but can still refer to materials from forests with minimal protections. From a UX standpoint, all of this creates a major trust problem. When the users see green icons or sustainability logos that aren't clearly backed by evidence, those design elements become decorative signals rather than functional communication tools. Real sustainable UX shouldn't just look green, but it should make sustainability usable, clear, and verifiable. When it comes to transparency, Amazon actually publishes a lot of sustainability information, but it's mostly buried deep in their corporate pages under sections like About Us and Sustainability. Um, but for the everyday user shopping on the site, that information is almost invisible. This creates a disconnect between Amazon's corporate message and their user experience. The brand's promises, like reaching net zero by 2040 or reducing emissions, sounds wonderful and great, but when the users interact with the platform, there's very little visible accountability. In fact, Amazon's overall emissions have actually been rising in the recent years because of its growing number of data centers and the energy used for fast deliveries. So while Amazon's site looks polished and modern, its sustainability messaging lacks immediate measurable proof of the user journey. This kind of inconsistency weakens under trust and makes the sustainability story feel a lot more like marketing than general transparency. Now let's look at engagement, or how Amazon designs either motives or discourages users from making sustainable choices. Amazon promotes its eco-conscious image, but when you go through the checkout, the UX prioritizes speed and convenience, not environmental impact. For example, like the free one-day shipping option is large and bold and attention-grabbing. Meanwhile, the slower no-rush shipping option, which actually reduces emissions, is actually a lot smaller and not showing that it is actually saving energy. There's no message that says like choosing a slower shipping option helps reduce your carbon footprint or anything like that. There's no feedback that shows users how their choices make a difference. From a UX design and behavioral psychology standpoint, this is a very misused opportunity. A more sustainable, human-centered approach would make that impact visible. For example, like showing how many kilograms of CO2 a user saves by choosing a slower delivery option. And this would create an emotional connection and reinforce the users to choose the slower option. So overall, Amazon's sustainability messaging looks good, but doesn't function well from a user experience perspective. The visuals are green, the words are optimistic and exciting, but the design lacks the transparency engagement needed to make sustainability authentic and actionable. That's where Evelyn's section comes in. She'll be sharing our design recommendations.
Hello, my name is Evelyn, and I will be working on the 2 design recommendations for the Amazon website for the sustainability purpose and a justification. So our first design recommendation would be to introduce a sustainability filter with the layered climate pledge friendly badge from Amazon. Currently, we have one little small icon with leaves that represents over 50 diverse certifications, and it stops the user's flow when eliminating the filtering utility. So if a user wants to know why exactly that product is sustainable, it would have to click through multiple tabs to get to it. So here with this recommendation, we're introducing a filter that gets to it right away. And we're dividing that into 4 subsections where we have the responsible sourcing, clean ingredients, resource efficiency, and circular economy. Here you can see the purpose on the value. We have for responsible sourcings, we are including ethical, recycled, and organic materials. Clean ingredients would be non-toxic health safety standards. And resource efficiency would be reduced package, energy, and water usage. And then for your circular economy, we're supporting the reuse and refurbish pre-owned materials. This would have a strong UX impact because it shifts from deciphering the complex cues to empowering the action based on personal values. So it would result in more transparency and reduce frictions with our users, increasing more measurable effectiveness to Amazon sustainability initiative with the climate pledge friendly badge. So for our second design recommendation, we would have the carbon cost for a shipping nudge. So at the end of the checkout page, we would have a button to include and make the I'm sorry. So the current problem that we have with Amazon is that it prioritizes speed over sustainability, which kind of contradicts with their pledge. So most of the businesses driven by fast shipping, next day shipping, free prime shipping. So with this new strategy, we would make or introduce this highly visible data-driven element at the checkout page where we can quantify the impact, clearly showing the environmental data. So for example, we can, when selecting our shipping, we would select save to 1.2 kilograms on carbon dioxide to inform the user. This really leverages the principle of salience due to it gently steering the users towards a more high impact sustainable option. And then finally, for our justifications, here you can see we did a Figma prototype with on the left hand side where we have our filters, we introduced this sustainability filter. This honestly empowers an informed choice. It gives the user the necessary data to make a choice, just like price or delivery date. It encourages high sustainable behavior and that the current UX fails to promote. This approach directly addresses mental filtering and empowering by informed action. Since if a user is specifically looking for an environmental product like a packaged good or using less material or a socially sourced products, they can immediately scan through the appropriate icons without bypassing the need to click into dozens of pages to look at the product. Then for empowering informed action, it kind of shifts away the UX from forcing the user to decipher generic cues and towards empowering them to quickly act on specific sustainability values, making their decisions much more faster and effective. So yes, that was all. Thank you very much.